What up, everybody? We're out here, we're mobbing. I know we haven't dropped a video in a minute, but guess what? Today, we're gonna start messing around with tuning on the X2 and hopefully get that bad boy locked in. So, I was not a genius and I did not fully charge my battery before making this, or at least going out for my ride, but the tune I did. Before we get into that though, I would like to give a shout out to Ebike Dad because he dropped the video that actually made me quit messing around and actually finally start messing around with this. So, in this video, we are going to show you guys the process of getting to the tune, setting up the tune, all that fun stuff. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna talk about all that. And yeah, go ahead, sit back, make sure you guys like, subscribe, do all the things, and yeah, let's get it. Yeah, today I think we're finally gonna tune this bad boy. Yeah, got all the parts for it. I did crash it like crazy the other week, but my new bike comes in a couple days. It'll be exciting to show you guys that bike, but I will say these pegs definitely saved my bike because that crash was gnarly. I'll put a clip of it there. I did crack my side plate, but it was a decent crash and it held up pretty well. So I'll have to print another one of those. And for those of you guys who are wondering, the store should be back online relatively soon. So we have all of our parts to do this mod. Look at my cool little pepper plants back there. We have a harness from Econic Cycles. I'll make sure to put a link for everything down below. I know some of you guys like Amazon, so I'll try and find a link there too. We also have just a ignition throttle on-off thing. We also have our Bluetooth dongle. I already had one because I used it for the Tuttio. It's the exact same one, so that'll be linked down below too. And yeah, all we got to do is come over here. We got 4 bolts in the back of the controller. We're going to pull those guys on out. And yeah, okay. So originally we tried to take the 4 bolts out of the controller. That did not go well, so I just pulled the ones out of the panel. Once you get back here, you'll see this big boy plug right here. You're going to pop that out. And then this Econic Cycles one should plug right in. You're going to want to make sure you hook up your throttle. Okay, so after some time, we finally got it working. But before we go ahead and jump into the app, I just want to go ahead and show you guys the black and white wire of your ignition or throttle goes to the pink and black one on this side, and the red one goes to the orange one. If you don't do that right, it won't connect properly. Also, in the Fardriver app, if you've previously connected your bike to another Fardriver, you may have to unbind with that one because I had mine bound when I hooked it up to my Tuttio, so that may be an issue you have. So, but now that we got everything hooked up, we'll go ahead and power that on. Turn on the screen. And then if you did it right, it should show up like that. You'll go ahead and bam. Oh, that was off. Turn it on, you should have that. And you should get that on your screen. Let's go to the screen record. Okay, so we're over here screen recording now. Everything should be hooked up. There is a beeping noise, which is kind of annoying, but for the sake of the video, we don't care. So it should show up with your controller type, voltage, current, line amps, current amps, phase amps, all that fun stuff, and our parameters. So first things first, we're going to kick up that gear high power output to 100%, if it'll let me. Will it let me? I cannot. Let's go to the Pro and see what we can do in here. So for rated power, we have 2,500 watts. Let's try changing that to 3,000. Huh. Oh, yep. That updated right there. So we can change that. Boost line amps are at 80. Controller's only rated for 80, so we probably shouldn't mess with that too much. Rated power is 60 volts. No temp sensor, phase offset. I am curious what happens if I boost my line amps up to 85. Just see what it does. Let's see if it updates. That one did not want to update. Let's try it again. 85. 80 also might be what the controller maxes out at. These are just throttle specs in here. Nothing too important. Our speed ratios, I also don't know much about any of this, so there's that. Yeah, so we cranked the power up to 3000 because it is a 3000 watt motor, so should do something. A lot of these other ones, I don't think I know enough about to comfortably mess with yet. Yeah, so we did change the rated power up to 3000 watts. I really wish it would let us crank up our boost current amps, but that seems not to be working. Throttle that. I don't know what that is, so we're not going to mess with that. Boost current phase amps are 300. Yeah, so we did crank the rated power up to 3000, so we'll see what that gives us as far as bike performance. So yeah, let's hit save. We'll save data. It beeped again, so it got it. Let's go back to simple mode. So it has this curve. And I'm not quite sure what it does, but it does kind of intrigue me. So we're going to crank that up just slightly. Just slight. Yeah. Can we save that? Will it save that? Let's hit save. Sweet, it saved. Yeah, let's call that good for now. We're going to get the bike put right back together and see what happens. You guys are welcome to copy this. Do it at your own risk. I would not recommend it, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so now that you guys have sat through that whole process, time to give an update of kind of what actually is going on. Whatever I did not do a good job of it. So I would advise you not to copy that tune because, yeah, your boy messed it up. So I think the only thing I did was crank the power up to 3000 from 2500, and we may need to go through and modify that. But also, I just recently crashed my X2. So, yeah, there's that. I'm not quite sure which one is giving me the lack of power. Also, my front tire is messed up because essentially what happened during my crash, I was riding my bike to work, essentially was going down super steep hills, and there's a lot of hills that go down, and then they go down and curve really hard, so trail braking, just yanking that front brake, like, you know, I ain't got no business yanking it. And when I did that, I think I was messing up my inner tube. Just old inner tube, don't have rim locks or anything like that. And I was braking pretty hard on some of them, so, you know, acting a fool. Essentially, I hit the turn, tire, inner tube decides no more, and then you see my bike go down and me go down shortly afterwards. But yeah, but now that we have the capability of tuning, I'm gonna go home. In the next video, I'm gonna mess with the tune some more, and then we're gonna drop another video talking about tuning, and hopefully by then I'll have the tune down locked and we'll actually be able to get more power out of these things. That would be nice. So make sure you guys go ahead, like, subscribe, do all the things, and yeah, stay tuned for the next video, because there will be a new video on this coming up here really soon. Yeah, peace out.